Welcome to today's video. What is going on here? I am in native resolution. I have my settings cranked all the way up and I'm getting 127 frames per second. What's going on? Today we're going to be talking about skins, and I am starting a new series called The Rawest Skins in Counter-Strike. I will be going over all of the rawest, dankest, ballingest skins that the game has to offer. What do I mean by that? We live in an extremely saturated skins market where there are always the brightest, newest, flashiest designs for people to pick up. But what are the skins that have the most aura? What are the skins that carry an expensive fragrance that wafts through the screen and into your nostrils? Where do you go if you're interested in skins that have an elegance that only a few people can comprehend? Something truly esoteric that thrive in a special area where only the most astute collectors pay attention to them. Today we're covering the M4A4 and I've got 5 skins for you. Starting off right now with this beauty. The M4A4 Desert Storm. Breathe it in. Breathe it in. The colors here are they're just such pleasant tones of brown and tan. So vibrant, so gorgeous. A lot of the other desert themed skins of the game kind of just end up looking kind of like greenish or just like a little muddy and dirty. But this skin, it just reminds me of like expensive espresso. Everything about this skin just screams aura. The little white dots just add like this perfect little touch of flavor. It has a bold vibe that few other camo skins can meet up to. This skin reminds me of those luxurious ass coffee videos where everything is like pristine and clean, except it's got that little bit of grunge. This is one of those skins that's float capped at 0.06, so getting one that is minimally beat up is both difficult because factory new is so rare, but also you're gonna have to find one that has a good scratch pattern. Hopefully with this you kind of get a little bit of the angle that I'm coming out with this list. Alright, next up we've got a skin that has kind of a bad rep, and I just want to defend it a little bit. This is the M4A4 X-Ray, and it's primarily known for being a failed trade-up outcome. It's also generally considered one of the more underwhelming red skins, and I think, you know, both of those things are objectively true. I can't really argue with them, but man, this skin just has such a unique vibe. It feels almost like this skin just like doesn't exist. It's kind of like out of place in the rest of the game. It's truly something one of one. I'm also a big AK X-Ray enjoyer, and I think the colors on that one are a little better. They're more vibrant, but the mutedness of this skin is very bold. I love the way the mechanism in the middle kind of looks like a logo, some sort of triangular logo at a distance. And the springs going all the way down the stock, it just looks so cool. Looking at this skin is like taking a smooth, long drag from a cigarette. It feels kind of taboo. You're looking at the guts of the gun. You can call me schizo or whatever, but I mean, this thing has some serious magnetic vibes that very few skins can claim. Alright, next up, you already know what it is. M4A4 Radiation Hazard. Look at this thing. Oh, this thing just has such a strong vibe, and honestly, the only thing I could really complain about here is that they updated it to the new M4A4 model, which I think just loses it a little bit of that kind of old school aura that I'm really into, but it just still looks so sick despite that. Like the Desert Storm, it's very rare and factory new, so owning one of these is a total flex. There's also the All-Star souvenir available for this thing, which, you know, that's kind of one of the coolest collector's items you could ever ask for. It's such a niche skin, and you'll probably never see an All-Star version of this, like, ever in your lifetime. Sometimes people call this the budget howl, and I just think that's so disrespectful to the radiation hazard. There are like 10 times as many howls in existence as there are radiation hazards. Alright, you can probably tell what's coming by the color of the knife and the gloves. Yup, the M4A4 Poseidon. Oh my goodness. You know, there was a time where I feel like people used this skin a little bit more, and I was more inclined to say, you know, it's awesome, but it's not the best, but man. This skin reminds me of the 2005 LEGO Harry Potter set number 4762. It's the rescue from the mer people, if you know, you know. This skin reminds me of the marine biology eating mat that my parents put under my plates when I was 3 years old. This skin feels like you just dipped your feet into the ocean, and the green tendrils of seagrass started to reach out to you. Poseidon started speaking to you in currents underneath the ocean. And it went into your head, and you had this psychedelic vision of what you need to do. Find the stone of the ocean. Return the ocean to order. This dreamlike trance of ocean imagery that we have on this skin is just like none other. I think there's almost a 0% chance that Valve ever cooks up anything remotely like this. It's so cool. Before I give the gold medal for #1 dankest M4A4 skin in Counter-Strike, I gotta go through some honorable mentions, because I just gotta talk about these skins, show them some love. We're gonna start with the Bullet Rain. I think this thing just has awesome artwork. I love the monster on the back. It's such a cute little design here. The only reason I didn't put it on this list is just because I think, you know, like I definitely see these in game. They're definitely cheap enough that like your average player might go after one of these. And the exact same thing can be said for this next skin, which is the Hellfire. I just love this thing, from the skulls in the back to the weird illegible text that's going on behind the little monster guy. This thing's just a treat to the eyes. It's super clean, super simple. Again, the only reason I'm not putting this on here is because I definitely see them around sometimes. They don't have quite the aura as the other skins on this list, but from a pure design and visual standpoint, I think the last two skins, you know, kind of top the M4s in my book. And last up for the honorable mentions, we got the Daybreak. Honestly, I think this skin would have worked really nice as #5 on this list. The only reason I didn't put it on there is because I just think the Desert Storm is just so unique. People never use it, and the Daybreak, you know, I see it around sometime, but this skin is just amazing. I love the colors. I love that it's pattern based. It's cool that it's hard to look clean. You have to get it in like a good float. Overall, I mean, this thing just kicks ass. If you see somebody with a Daybreak, I mean, yeah, they got taste. All right, the list has to come to an end. And this is it. This is the skin that inspired me to make this video. This skin is just, every time I'm reminded of this skin's existence, I just go, ooh, I feel it in my chest, man. If you see somebody rocking this skin, they sought it out and they own it, you need to get down on your knees and kiss the ground underneath their feet. This skin probably has mind control powers. And that skin is the M4A4 Modern Hunter. This skin just glows with this radiant allure. It sings to the soul brave enough and based enough to dish out $500 to this yellow and gray camouflage skin. And oh my god, is it gorgeous. There are only 230 of these in existence in factory new. In my mind, $500 is kind of a good deal. The Militia collection, which this skin comes from, is one of the dankest, rawest collections ever to get added to the game. Most of the people watching this probably haven't even played on CS_Militia. I don't think I've seen a single one of these in game. Not even like a retake server where you can run whatever skin you want. I remember, I think Rush used to have one of these, but otherwise nobody's using this gun. This skin lives ever present in my dreams. Maybe you look at this and you're just underwhelmed, you know, there's no flashy colors, there's no anime girl, there's no new weapon model, but in place of all of those things is just pure, raw aura. This is a skin that you buy off of Grailed for 3K. This skin is a gay art student's magnum opus that only 200 people have ever heard of. You could show up with a photo of this skin to a fashion gallery and sweep the whole place. We will never get an item anything like this in Counter-Strike ever again. In my opinion, this is the rawest, realest, most based M4A4 skin of all time. I don't have one of these yet, but it is my goal to get one. I have these gloves, and I'm currently, you know, planning kind of building an inventory around them. There's also a lot of really interesting patterns. Sometimes you can get branches that go all across the top, and that looks pretty sick. This thing just like, it's like Canadian money, you know, it smells like maple syrup. Anybody bold enough to rock this skin, just, you know, just might be the GOAT. Might be a skin fashion icon. Look at how clean it looks in the shadow. Oh my goodness, it's gorgeous! Again, the point of this series is not really to talk about which skins I think are like the best designed or like even are the most aesthetically pleasing, even though I do love the look of all of these skins. It's just kind of to explore skins that have this raw, old CSGO, vintage, and just clean look that new skins just don't have anymore. Starting today, I'm creating a new skins movement. It's kind of like the Minecraft beta revival. I know this sounds like a weird scheme where I have invested myself into these. I don't actually own any of these skins. I can't afford them. But I just, I want to celebrate these kind of old sort of beta vibey skins from the early days of CSGO. And the new CS2 engine does them a lot of justice. So I just think it's awesome to look at them, catalog them, talk about them. Let me know if you think I missed any. I've got links in the description. You should check each and every one of them out. Other than that, if you made it this far, consider liking and subscribing. That would mean the world to me. Thank you guys. Peace out.